So what drew you to the Lennies in the first place?
Well, there was this guy I know,
Mm-hmm.
really, really great guy. And he was telling me, you should check out these Lennies. And I'm like, huh? I have a deck of those. I just thought they were oracles and I never really looked at them. And
Oh.
and so I checked out the Lennies and I really liked them. And
Mm-hmm.
so I just want to tell that guy thank you. So thank you, Dax.
Was it
Because
me?
it
I
was
thought it
you.
was, I didn't
It
think it was me.
it was you.
Mm,
I had I had gotten a few decks. I had not
mm.
had a chance to really go through them, and we had talked about it because I had used it for the first time, and you were like, "Wait, that's a Lenny deck."
Mm.
And I went, "Okay, so you got me into it."
Dan's like, should I be jealous? Yes. Yes, you should.
Yes, totally.
Oh,
Yes, it's
it's just
cracking
dashing
down.
Dax, Dan said. No one's ever said that. Dashing Dax. I kind of like that one.
I do too. I
I
like
also
it.
like the one that you made up, the Daxamillion. No one ever
Daxamillion.
no one ever said that either. I love that. That is so cool.
Yes, Daxamillion. That's my name for you.
So now the deck that you like the most and I like the most that's Lenormand is Ciro Marchetti's. And
Ciro Marchetti.
I it's the Gilded Reverie. I plan on getting that deck. I
It's a beautiful deck.
Yeah, but I have to learn them on and everything like that. Now, traditionally, there's 36 cards in most Lenny decks, but you were telling me there's is it 44 in the Ciro Marchetti deck?
There are 44 cards in the Ciro Marchetti deck. Yes.
And so we actually have a URL for it. And um let me see if I can type that in the chat. HTTPS. So it's psychic dot cafe slash gilded Gilded reverie is Reverie. There it is. Reverie. There we go. It's the expanded edition. Came out in 2017. So how many are in that again?
44.
That's what I thought. 44. Yeah. And I actually like that idea. I think if I was going to do a Lenny deck, or even an Oracle deck, I would have a lot more cards in it. Take it away, Michelle.
Okay. So we're going to look at the very first card, number 1. And this is the Rider card. And the Rider card is a positive card that is representing energy and passion. It talks about news coming in. Um, this card is about a messengers coming in, and it's about this is a short timing card. So if you get this card, it's saying something's coming in and it's coming in a very short time. The second card is the Clover, and this card is the Luck card. This is also a positive card. This is small joys. This is opportunities, lightheartedness. This also is a short time card for its timing.
Oh, okay.
And so cards have a timing to them, most of them.
How do you
Um,
know? Do you know by looking at the card?
um,
It doesn't have like anything on the card that indicates that you have
no,
studied the cards.
it's through studying, yeah. Studying, memorizing, getting to know the cards. Once you really get into it, you kind of learn which cards are positive, which cards are neutral, which cards bring in a shorter time, a longer time. Um, like the travel card, for instance. You
Yeah.
know, this is the ship. We know it's about traveling, and we know that going over seas is more of a long time. So this is a long time card. And so
Oh,
if you're expecting news, it's going to take a while.
and it's interesting because it's a ship, but it's flying in the air. So
Yes.
so that could be like travel over water like in a boat, or it could be travel,
Mhm.
air travel.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
Now, from your other Lenormand decks that depict the boat, or the ship rather, is the ship usually like in water? It's not usually flying in the sky like Ciro did it. I'm just
And
curious.
of course, it's not in order. Here we go. Now this one is in the water.
Yeah, I would think that traditionally they're probably all in the water like that.
Mhm. And this is the old style, Lenormand.
Yeah, that's a great deck. I've seen you use that one.
I like this one because it's really just simple and down to earth. And then I also have this one, which is
Oh,
also,
I
yeah,
like that because it's more modern. Actually, it looks like the Titanic.
it does. Yes.
So you could add additional contemporary meanings to it beyond what the ship normally is. It could also be like almost like the tower, like a tower card experience in tarot. It's like,
Right.
oh, you got the Titanic.
It does look like the Titanic. Uh, okay, so the fourth card is the house. The house is also a positive card. This is about home, safety, comfort. This is where you feel, you know, this is where tradition comes in. This is where you go to get your privacy to reset. And this is permanency. This timing is permanent. So if you get this card, there's something permanent coming up. You want to set some boundaries or root. And of course, you want to read them all together as they grow. But then we have the tree, and this is a neutral card. This is health, family, leaving a legacy. And I love this card. I love that it has the
What is
oh
it?
my brain just stopped there for a
Um,
minute. The right in
oh,
the
the
middle of
Tree
this,
of Life.
yes, the tree of life with the
It's from the Kabbalah.
that, thank you, the Kabbalah. That's what I was trying to spit out. Okay, then we have the clouds. And this card is about confusion, problems. This is the negative card. This is about doubts and hidden secrets. And this timing card is a fall. This would be your autumn card. Fall, autumn. And I love this card. This is the snake. It makes me think of Adam and Eve. I don't know why. I think it's the same picture.
I
And
get that.
obviously,
I get that reference. Yeah, it makes sense.
right? And it's
Also,
the
also seven's the highest spiritual number in numerology, and it makes sense that it would be connected with all that.
right. And this depicts the sly, the selfishness, lies and deceits. And this is, when this card comes up, this is a planned event. This is not a timed card like,
Oh,
this is not spring or summer or a short time. This is someone's planned something card.
yes, and the snake is almost shaped into a laminesque, like an eight,
Eight,
the
yeah, figure
infinity
eight.
symbol, infinity symbol.
Right.
The other thing is, I know, people think of the uh more modern idea of serpents, with the Adam and Eve story, and lies and deceit, and all that kind of thing. But originally, and in a lot of cultures, the serpent and snakes represent wisdom. So I guess you could
Mhm.
you could use that meaning for the card too, depending on the circumstances.
Well, and a couple other meanings to this card is, think twice before acting and to keep a clear head. So there are some positive, good advice from this card.
Oh, and in chat, Pamela Steele just said snakes also reinvent themselves when they grow and shed their skin.
That's true.
That's a clever
Ooh,
meaning. I like that.
ooh, reinvent yourself. I like this. This could actually mm, coexist with the death card. I could see that. Reinventing themselves, death and rebirth.
Transition.
That's
Like
it. Transition.
death card, ten of swords. Uh, the other thing I was thinking of, I'm wondering if when people teach Lenormand and you read books on Lenormand and you take courses and stuff like that, when they talk about that particular card, I wonder if they come up with any of those meanings. And if not, I'm just going to say, when you do your course and book, uh you've got
Yeah.
additional stuff now that you can put in there over the
Yeah.
traditional meanings.
Oh, yes. Ooh. See, our book is going to be great because you're going to have your name in there, and I'm getting great information from Pamela, so her name is going in there. See, we got this. Okay, number 8, the coffin. Here's the other one that is a negative card, and this is about loss, endings, grief, mourning, sadness. This is a forever card.
Makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like a three of swords in tarot or something. But
Right.
uh and the coffin is one of the few Lenormand cards that, before you started doing readings on the show with the Lennies, through the decades, that you know that was one of the few cards that I had actually seen. And but I like how Ciro did it with kind of like a Egyptian sarcophagus versus a coffin,
Mm-hmm.
traditional coffin.
Right. Yes, and I do believe that that is Anubis in there. At least it looks like Anubis, the Egyptian god, one of the Egyptian gods.
Yeah, I believe that is Anubis.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then number 9 is bouquet. This is a positive card. This is gift, flattery, appreciation, social life, and it also represents springtime. Okay, I love this card. This is okay. I've heard it's called Scythe. I've heard it called Scythe. I whatever. Um, this card is a negative card, and it's to cut out. It's this is a card saying stop making hasty decisions. Um, it's warning of a possible danger. It's telling you things are happening quick and suddenly.
Right. I always said scythe.
Yeah, Scythe. That's what I thought. And then we have number 11, which is the whip. And this card is saying, cut things out of your life. There's battles, there's conflicts, there's opposition, there's possible discussions, repetition. Things are happening in a very short time. And now is the time to cut things out of your life.
Indiana Jones card.
Yes. Oh, I like it. Okay. Ciro Cheerio. I say his name so often I get tongue tied. So he has 2 bird cards
Oh, okay.
in his deck. So we're going to look inside of his little booklet because he says that the normal bird card, which is this one, okay, this is a neutral card and it's about communication. It's talking about small groups. It's talking about gossip, you know, spreading news quickly, a little bit of anxiety going on. Things are on a temporary basis. But the owls also can talk about communication. And I was looking in his book, and it's actually exactly what I thought it was, which is that they don't have that frivolous nature. You know, they're more, these birds are more about wisdom because owls are more calm. And as he says,
Yeah.
owls may be sharing their wisdom or urging you to listen to what your elders or learned friends may have to say. So he does have 2 bird cards, and the one is talking about the normal gossiping and chattering and
Yeah.
small groups. And this one is saying, listen to the older, the wiser. So, yeah, he has 2 bird cards, and I just find that
Yeah, that
absolutely beautiful.
it makes a lot of sense. You know, we
Mhm.
know that the owl is a symbol for wisdom. It always has been. Just like the snake is, we were just talking about. But
Right.
in I don't know, it's intellectual and yeah, it's like a gathering of small birds. You could see that as a clique and the gossiping and stuff. And you can see how the owl wouldn't be engaged in that. They tend to be more solitary.
Mhm. They have that quietness to them.
God, I feel like I'm learning Lenormand already. How many
Right?
how many cards have we gone through? What's the next
12.
what's the next one?
Okay, number 13, the child. Okay, the child is a positive card. This one does not mean you're going to have a child.
Oh, okay.
This is about new beginnings. It could mean that there's a child on the way, but it doesn't necessarily mean that. It talks about innocence, immaturity, inexperience. It talks about playing, being, living the life of a child, or seeing things through the eyes of innocence. And this also is a temporary card, and things will happen soon, but they won't stay that way forever.
Oh, right away I think of the Jesus quote, unless you become as children, you will not enter the kingdom.
Exactly. Yes. And then we have the fox. Now, in all my studies, I have found the fox to be a negative card. However, I see him as a very neutral card because
Oh,
even
right. Yeah.
even though he can be sly and even though he can be cunning and selfish and full of trickery, the fox is very smart and family oriented, and it's full of
Mm.
self-care. So
You know, I can see I can see that how it would be more neutral. Yeah, I don't see the negative. I mean, I understand some of the attributes could be, but not overall really. And by the way, that's another one of the, like I said, there was few cards that I actually knew. I knew the fox and the coffin. And there was
right.
one or two other ones. The bird, I think.
Okay. Yeah, I love the fox. It just, yeah, I get more of a neutral from that card. And then there's the bear. The bear is all about strength and power and leadership, and he's authority, and don't mess with him because he's got influence that you don't know about, and he'll take a long time. But he is a positive card. And then we have the stars, number 16. Another positive card. It is very similar to the tarot. It's hopes and dreams, spirituality, inspiration. Um, this
Yeah.
says, they say this one is about night and winter, but I don't feel that from this card.
Mm.
I feel night, but not so much winter because
No, no. In fact, the coloring that Ciro uses is more optimistic. There's a lot of
mhm,
yellows in there, gold, and I'm seeing summer in my head, not
yeah,
winter. And I was
exactly.
born on the 16th. My birthday's coming up, June 16th.
Yes, yes, it is.
Yes. And so that would be my card, 16, and it makes sense. The star card is perfect for
Yep.
that.
Okay, number 17, the stork. This is not also another card that does not mean you're pregnant. If any card means you're pregnant, it would be the child, not the stork.
But you know some people are going to take it that way.
Yes. This is about movement and change and new cycle and transition. And yes, fertility, but it is also a long lasting card. And it's a neutral card, which I find weird because I feel more of a positivity from this card. But that's me, and I got to go through my cards and, change what I feel is more accurate with this deck. And
Okay. Yeah.
then there's the dog,
Oh, the dog's another one that I remember knowing about.
and he's positive, and it's about loyalty, family, a best friend, support. It's also a long lasting.
Mm.
And then the tower card.
Oh, wow. Is that like in tarot with the tower card?
Actually, it is more of this is a neutral card. And
Oh,
this
okay.
this is about government and authority. This is your ego. This is solitude, and this represent delays. So it's quite different than the other tower card. And number 20 is the garden. And number 20 is about public affairs, social meeting place. Um, let's see, culture, uh, fame, social networking, getting together, having a meeting. Yeah, this one is all about meeting up.
Awesome.
And that's a neutral card. All right, we have 21. This is the mountain. This indicates obstacles. So this indicates that there's something in the way. You need to climb over it. My favorite part of the card is the elk down at the bottom, because that's always me. Like, okay, I got to climb that mountain. But it's possible, right? Okay, 22 is choice card. You got to climb up that stairway, and then which door are you going to take? Choices. And then we've got the mice. And this talks about deterioration, loss, theft, because these mice are not nice. They don't,
Mice are not nice.
No, they're not Cinderella's friends. Okay, then we have the heart card. So the heart is commitment, contracts, love, relationships, of course.
Mm-hmm.
And then the ring card. And this is also contracts. This is commitments. This is business. This is saying, hey, let's become partners. So those are back to back, same meanings for the most part. And we have the book, which is about knowledge, education. This kind of reminds me of the Hierophant, because this is telling me, there's something to learn here. There's something that you're missing and you need to be taught. So yeah, that's my Hierophant card. We've got the letter, which is saying there's some information there for you. It's coming in. Now, with his deck, he has 2 male cards. He's got the younger male and the older male, and this is number 28. And I kind of love how this is, because the younger male shows that he's mature, but he's not there yet. And although the older man is showing more, breast per se, it's not showing the nudity that they're trying to portray. It's the and here's the women as well. It's the self-confidence, the self-awareness that is actually being portrayed with the nudity. Because they have a lot to learn here, and then they have so much more confidence in themselves here. More maturity. Okay, number 30 is Lily, and this is about peace and purity. This is your meditation card. This is your time out to gain your inner peace. I guess this would be close to the Hermit card. Okay, 31 is there's the star. I'm sorry, the sun. So here's your hopes and dreams, your success and victory. And then we have the moon, which is your subconscious. This is where your subconscious and your intuition come alive. You need to start really pulling those out of yourself. And there's the key, which is to really unlock the hidden secrets. I feel like this is what's hidden inside of you. We've got the fish card. Fish represent money, finances, the business. You want to start a business, you need to start resources. So this is your resource card. And I like that it has 3 fish on there because you got to start small, right there, and you get to go bigger. And there's teamwork at play. So there's quite a bit you can actually read from this card. And then there's our stability card, my Emperor card, the anchor. This is where it's time to set down and anchor yourself. And then here's your burdens, your cross. What are you carrying around with you that you need to let go? What are you sacrificing that you need to let go of? Okay. So that was 36 cards.
Right.
So let's
We're doing
fan
pretty
them.
good, man. We just blasted through those. We were going,
We did.
I think we were going slower in part 1.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
Okay. So we're going to check these out. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 extra cards that he put into play. Now, the number
Cool.
37 is the clock. So
Oh,
I'm
that
going.
was one of the ones you had brought up. I don't know if we were just looking at them or you brought it up in a reading or something. And um I always thought that that one was in the deck, the clock.
Right. Right.
It just seemed natural that they would have a card in Lenormand called the clock. I mean,
Right.
they
Right.
got the
Or time.
coffin.
Exactly. And this kind of feels to me like the Wheel of Fortune,
Oh, okay.
because it's about time. And let's see, the context of time is usually, let's see, this card can nevertheless add additional focus as it highlights the importance of time in the interpretation itself.
Mm.
So that's what he wanted to add to that. And he doesn't give any other meaning.
Oh, okay. And so you can just extrapolate on your own, which is the way I would do
Mm-hmm.
it anyway.
Exactly. So then we have, and it's quite interesting that he doesn't give regular meanings. He just gives his own inserts, which is quite interesting. So
Mm-hmm.
then we have 38, which is the bridge.
Ooh.
So this is near or far, wide or narrow, steep or straight are some of my traits, but in whatever form, I am your connection to places, people, or points in time.
I like that. There should be a bridge card, right?
Yes. Okay, then we have the dice. This is the gamble card. This is the risk card. I see this is the fool card because this is also the leap of faith.
So there's not normally a dice card.
No. Mm-mm.
And see, that makes so much sense. Now, not all of these are new cards, right? Some of them are uh different versions. So there's like, you know, 2 men, I think you said there was, and
And
two
two birds.
things like
Mm-hmm.
that. Yeah. But a lot of them are brand new concepts for Lenny. And
Right.
yeah, by the way, we call them Lennies because it's easier to pronounce than Lenormand Enchanté. But yeah, the Lennies, yeah, I mean, you would think that there would be a clock, dice card makes sense. The bridge really makes sense. You got to have a bridge card.
Right. And then there's, oh, I love this. Here's your mask.
Mm-hmm.
This is look deep into your soul card.
Chiro is really big into masks. I mean, kind of like I'm thinking, New Orleans, Mardi Gras, that kind of not necessarily a full-on like horror mask Halloween, but more like the Mardi Gras style, kind of thing. And
Right.
fairs and things like that, so it does not surprise me at all that he put in a mask card. We all wear masks.
Mm-hmm. That we do. That is very true. So we have the well. And in this one, he says, I have many symbolic meanings, wishes, resources, creativity, and hold healing. If you look intently into the depths of my darkness, you may see your true thoughts reflected and your secret wishes revealed.
Yeah, a lot of different possibilities with that card, but as soon as you held it up, the first thing I thought of, what popped in my head, was plumb the depths.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. 42. I believe this is the compass. It is. Okay. This
See,
is the
that's,
compass.
that's yet another one that really that's not normally in the Lenny deck. It's so surprising to me because,
Right.
you would have, GPS of the soul, I mean, you would think that you would need a compass card.
And it just makes sense. Which direction are you going? Are you on the right path? Are you straying?
Mm-hmm.
I love the labyrinth card. It is my absolute favorite. Because when you think you've done everything you can and you've hit a wall and you have to start again, but you just got to keep going because there's always a way out.
Mm.
And it's okay to feel trapped because there's always
Oh,
a way out.
that's so cool.
I just, I love labyrinths.
Like the movie Labyrinth.
That too. Yes.
Oh my God. That brings
And then,
back memories.
oh, it does. That's our favorite movie here.
Oh yeah.
Yes. We'll be singing that song all the time.
Oh, that is so cool. That is so cool. The more I look at this, the more I'm like, what I said in the beginning when I was doing my cards of the day, and um or actually, they're not supposed to be cards of the day anymore. They're cards for the show, because I don't
That's
do it
right.
because I don't do it every day. At least not right now. But
Yeah.
I'm actually working on a different way of doing cards of the day and using the life path numbers from numerology rather than what everybody else does. Yeah,
Ooh, I
because I'm a
like it.
numerologist. Yeah, not an astrologer. Uh, but what I was gonna say is, I was talking about the difference between the tarot deck and like Lenormand and oracles and so forth. And I like the richness of meaning and how you can look at the cards and cards next to cards, and you can see the directional uh and other aspects like that. And some of the cards do overlap from the tarot with Lenormand. I mean, both decks have a sun card, moon card, things like that. But some of the things with the Lenormand are, I don't know how to describe it. It's like it's uh more unique or different. Yeah, you could probably extrapolate from the tarot virtually anything in the human condition, you know. But I could see where it'd be really cool to read Lenormand with the tarot, or maybe even have a new deck that combines both. Anyway, just an idea. What card are we up to now?
So we are on the last card.
Oh my gosh, we went through that quick.
44, the magnifying glass. This is, I am the card that suggests to you to take a closer look or two. If you do not get clarity from an earlier view, I can provide more focus and a perspective that is new. So I think this resonates with the Hanged Man.
Mm. Interesting. Yeah. Getting a different point of view or a deeper view.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
You know, in the
I'm
new
thinking of some of the
perspective,
yeah, well, I'm thinking of some of the cards in tarot, like the Seven of Pentacles and so forth, and the Four of Swords, where you're supposed to reevaluate things and look deeper into things,
right?
and the magnifying glass makes things clearer or allows you to look deeper.
Mm-hmm. It
You know
really
what they
does.
you know what they could do? A microscope card.
Ooh,
Write that down for your deck.
I am, yes, microscope deck.
Microscope card for the deck
Yeah,
for
I
the
knew that.
Lenormand deck. Okay. You said
Microscope.
microscope deck, and it's like, no, microscope card.
Well, and one of the things I do not like about the Lenormand cards
Okay.
is that Marie Anne Lenormand, she did cartomancy.
Mm-hmm.
And I have not found any Lenormand cards that have 52 to 54 cards.
Right.
They
So
all
they
they all
put
have
some of the
36.
cards from the poker deck, from like a playing card deck on there, but not all the cards, right? Not all
Uh,
52.
it is all the sixes through kings, but not the aces through fives.
Interesting. Interesting.
That's what I don't like. Why did you take out the aces through fives? And they don't, the cartomancies do not necessarily match with the meaning of the cards.
Right.
So there's a lot of work that needs to be redone.
You know what I'm thinking is if you have a minimum of 52 cards in a new Lenormand deck, what you can do is instead of the um, common practice of putting, those, I think you said six through king
Mm-hmm.
playing cards on there. Why not put the tarot cards on each card of the deck and use those instead of the playing cards? So then you get all of you get all of the tarot. Well, as I'm thinking about this, I'm realizing, wait, no, that's 52. There's actually 78 cards in tarot. You'd have to do a 78 card Lenormand deck to get all of them, but at least the minor arcana, I'm thinking maybe,
Mm-hmm.
because
Mm-hmm.
that's what you're really talking about. The playing cards match up with the minor arcana of the tarot, and the added cards, the trumps, the 22 major arcana, and one extra court card is what makes up the tarot deck. So yeah, there's a lot of things you could play around with and make it interesting. And then if you could match the meanings
Yes.
as
That
at least as closely as possible, but then allow people to stray with the bigger imagery of what it is, like the microscope on the microscope card.
yes.
Love that.
Yes.
You know,
I do too.
you know.
Yes.
And there's a lot of other things you could add very easily to we're up to 44 cards with some duplications with Chiros.
Yeah.
I would say use all of Chiros
Oh
because
yeah.
the dice, everything is so cool. But you could add things like you could have one card that has Metatron's cube on it.
Mm.
Ah,
Mm.
yes. Maybe even have uh, 5 cards, one with each of the 5 platonic solids
Oh, I like that.
inside of
Right.
Metatron's cube. Yeah, you can actually have it in there because Metatron's cube forms geometrically all 5 platonic solids, which, by the way, that's where we get all 5 elements from, folks, and
Exactly.
that's where tarot comes from. Oh, interesting, isn't it? So there you go, the entire Lenormand, all 36 cards and then some.
Yep, we went through them. Yes,
Yep, I'm gonna say get Chiro's deck,
absolutely.
psychic.cafe / Gilded Reverie, psychic.cafe / Gilded Reverie. Grab the deck. I absolutely love that deck. Until we come out with our own deck, I don't think I would get any other deck besides that one. Um, that's the style that I like, that I'm drawn to. I know there's a lot of other, great Lenny decks out there, but I've seen several of them. I like some of them, but it doesn't call to me like Chiro's deck does.
Mm-hmm. I
I just
have
I just like that kind of, what do you call it? Um, digital art.
artistry. Yeah, digital artistry. Well, maybe on another show, I'll go over all the different decks I have because by then I'll have a few more, so we can go over just the different styles of the different
Yeah.
Lenormands.
Yeah.